And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 1195. Today is Friday, February 23rd, 2024, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish.
Tennis and today's top stories. Former U.S. President Trump, no longer anti-Bitcoin, says he can live with it. Bitcoin faces scrutiny as presidential advisor calls for Nigeria ban. Axie Infinity co-founder loses 9.7 million and 3,248 Ethereum wallet hack. And A16Z invests $100 million in Egen layers being reported. But first and foremost, Bitcoin Zay, what's going on those prices?
Yeah, so a little bit of the weekend. Bitcoin sitting at $50,941 is down 7% today. Ethereum at $2,934 is down 1.2% today. Bitcoin sitting at 375 is down 1.2% today. 101.78 down 2.6%. XRP sitting at 53 cent is down 1.1%. Cardano at 58 cent is down 1.5%. Avalanche at 36.30 is down 2.5% as well. And Tron rounding out the top 10, pushing out Doge at 13 cent is down 0.5%. And some of the trending coins we have going is Chuck Norris coin and Orchard. So Norris, like I said, any celebrity or anything person is probably gonna have their own coin at some point. And the Fear and Greed Index is looking real greedy. We're up to 72, which is probably why we see this slide in the price. As soon as people start getting greedy, start piling in. So those are the prices for today.
Yes, sir. I mean, it is going to be interesting. Again, I look forward to the weekends. I feel like a lot the weekend kind of determines the next week's price movement oftentimes. I'm looking forward to because, yeah, we did just stall out at 53K. We're still healthy. I'm interested to see, hey, has the EF fervor died down? Has those capital buys died down? Will we see any type of retracement? Now, to be clear, I'm not looking for a Bitcoin retracement per se for Bitcoin. I'm talking DGen time, people. The good thing right now is any type of retracement we get right now will be the discounted time. Because you got to remember, Bitcoin might only slip 5 to 7% or whatever. But that altcoin can slip 20 to 30%, that same 5 to 7% type of during that same time period. So that's what you want to jump into. That 20 to 30% slippage of an altcoin that just did crazy. Jump into them. Some of the good ones I'm looking at right now. I'll be back in the Discord this weekend talking about them. But I've mentioned it plenty of times. Casper's doing great. I think Casper will be on his way to $1 here in the next year. And then, as much as I don't want to say it, I'm looking at the charts. I've been paying attention to last year. Tron will continue to go slow and steady, bro. Listen, they were at like 6 or 7 cents. Man, slow and steady. I don't know how. I know some people love it. Shout out to some of our content creators I know who mess with it. But they are, slow and steady. So I won't lie. I might have to sprinkle a little bit of goodness into Tron because what is it, 13 or 14 cents you said today? I can see it continuing this slow and steady pace to 21, 22 cents in no time. Like 6 months, easy. So
Tron to $1? Uh-oh.
I didn't say to $1. I just said that 20-something cent. You see how I kept it conservative. But to be fair, next year bull cycle possibly, man. Who knows? But I will say it has slow and steady growth, and it's definitely still in that top 10. All right, what's going on? Give some quick shout outs to everyone. Lord Smith, Memories of Mike. Keep thanking God. Jerome Jones, Lord Smith, Chloe Dior, JB, KB, Work, Wisdom Bars, Bitcoin Shango. Notice how big banks and investors are trying to scare people away from Bitcoin. Bitcoin's failed. Oh, you already know they want to get away from it. Movado said, I have some Tron in my wallet, and I don't even know how I got there or remember where it came from, LOL. Laura said, LOL, Tron, a scam coin. Hey, I prefaced that with degenerate moves, okay? I prefaced it with a degenerate move. I made sure I prefaced it, okay? Top story of the day, former U.S. President Trump, no longer anti-Bitcoin, says, I can live with it. Bitcoin's if there's one thing you told me when we first started this journey together, at least, was that don't worry, capitulation is real. It will be happening. And you just couldn't wait to start seeing it. And I mean, we are starting to see it. Granted, you could say, I guess, disgraced or I don't know. Like he's going through muddy waters right now. Of course, former President U.S. Trump. So you can think of him as you want. But the important thing is that a actual person who's been the president of the United States and running for re-election again, whether it's muddy or not, is talking about Bitcoin, right? They're not just saying blockchain anymore. They're not just saying digital assets. They're not doing the roundabout way. He's finally said, hey, I can live with it. Now, this is why this is a good thing. It's one of those base hits. Even if President Trump doesn't get reelected and blah, 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 whatever happens to him, we all know he has a bunch of mini Trumps out there who just simply love and adore him in politics as well as just the civilian population. So the good thing about this is that I can see other politicians saying, hey, it's good enough for President Trump. He won the presidency. Things have worked for him. Yeah, he might have gotten some trouble, but he won. I can see other politicians saying, hey, it's good enough for me too. Yeah. And the snowball gets to rolling. So users on X pointed out that Trump's recent change in tune toward Bitcoin could just be an election related tactic to attract crypto focused voters. I mean, you don't say. Biden out here doing this. I mean, they all doing the same thing right now. Giving people fried chicken and hot sauce handshakes. But former United States President Donald Trump has changed his tune on Bitcoin from making anti-Bitcoin statements and calling it a scam during his tenure as president. Trump now says Bitcoin is something he can live with and acknowledges its growing demand. And here it is live.
China obviously has its own push in the Chinese digital currency. But isn't the next logical step for you to embrace Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin obviously is decentralized. The government can't get its hands on it. What about Bitcoin with all the young people?
Wow, I'm actually surprised she just said it like that at on Fox News at a town hall rally. Shout out to, hey, I never thought I'd be saying this, Bitcoin.
Laura Ingraham. Oh, yeah.
Bro, shout out to Fox on that. I mean, I want to be clear. I don't like Fox or CNN. To me, they're both entertainment companies who should be sued because I don't think you should be allowed to lie to the American public because it breeds retardation and school shooters. Literally, like that's what lying to Americans does. Mm-hmm. School shooters. That's where they come from. So I think CNN and Fox should both be sued until they're out of business. But I will say I have to give credit where it's due for her to even bring that up the way she did. Woof. I mean, that would have got you fired 3 or 4 years ago, wouldn't it, Zay?
People, including African Americans, who are very interested in it.
Well, a lot of people are doing it. I always liked one currency. I call it a currency. I like the dollar, but a lot of people are doing it, and frankly, it's taken a life of its own. You probably have to do some regulation, as you know, but many people are.
Ooh, shout out! You know what? Wow! Shout out to President Trump. You know why, Bitcoin Zay? He just said you may have to do some regulation. You may. So he's not even saying you have to regulate it. He's saying you may have to do some regulation. There may be some things you got to fix. You got to regulate. Oh, maybe. What? That's all we're asking. Is open it. Look at it with an open heart, fresh set eyes. I love the fact that he said you maybe might have to do some regulation. He didn't come out and say we got to regulate it first and then we can know maybe you might have to regulate. Shout him out for that one.
No, but many people are to do some regulation. In a life of its own, you probably have to do some regulation, as you know, but many people are embracing it, and more I'm seeing people wanting to pay Bitcoin. And you're seeing something that's interesting. So I can live with it one way or the other. I've always liked one really powerful thing, and that's called the dollar.
Yeah. So smart for him. That's the PR messaging. We learned that you just got to circle back and, to your message. His message was, I love the dollar. That is the message. That's the theme. But Bitcoin, whatever. Again, that's all we need is that one little entrance, because now other politicians are going to say, all right, Trump said it. People clap for him. I guess Bitcoin is it. And why not? We know this. Why not? But again, I mean, hey, shout out to old President Trump for at least being open to it. And the last but not least I'll say about it is that he's not open to it because he's open to it, which is what I love. President Trump on this issue, I'm not talking about on all the issues he's done. I know some people, you conflate everything. You don't know how to look at the sky without talking about the ground. Okay. I'm not talking about his entire presidency run. I'm not talking about his reelection. I am talking about this one singular issue and this one singular moment. I can appreciate that he's saying that he can live with it because American citizens are using it. It's cut blank that simple. That is what the government is supposed to be here for. If every American say we want the sky to be red for whatever reason, then our politicians are supposed to say, all right, fine, we've got to figure out a way to make the sky red. It's not to say, oh no, the sky being red is going to be illegal. Says who? Another person that's no, my peer's not going to tell me that. They're here to do the work for us. So I'm at least applauding him because he's not saying I want it or I like it as President Trump. He's saying a lot of people seem to be using it. A lot of people seem to like it. I like the dollar, but I can live with it. That is all we're asking as tax-paying Americans. God damn, like, whoo, is that too much to ask? We pay you taxes, and we're just asking you to let us do what the hell we want when we're not killing people and doing anything that can cause harm. It's crazy. What are your thoughts on President Trump, low-key endorsing Bitcoin?
Oh, yeah. So I have a special connection with this. As King has stated, first of all, I've always said, since talking about Bitcoin, everyone will capitulate. You don't have a choice. And it was funny back in the day because people were like, what do you mean? Nobody has a choice. I was like, you don't have a choice. Whenever things like this happen, this is what we call, basically political, the political side of it, basically saying, hey, everybody likes it now, so now I like it. And 5 years ago, that was not the case because there is a Trump tweet which states, I am not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity. Now, you know what's crazy about that tweet, King? That tweet came out on July 11th, 2019. You know what else came out July 11th, 2019? Bitcoin and Black America.
I guess it's a crypto. There we go. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say a crypto project. There we go.
So before this tweet and since this tweet, Trump has never tweeted anything about Bitcoin. The one day he tweeted it was the exact same day that I released Bitcoin and Black America. I don't know if it was divine intervention. I don't know if it was the universe looking out for me, but that little tweet that he put made a bunch of people to Google search for Bitcoin went through the roof. And my first week sales were crazy. And a lot of people will hit me up saying, why would he tweet that on the exact day that you release your book? Literally a couple hours after I first.
Should have been like, I know. I told him.
Well, that's the thing, though. Some people was like, are they watching you? Did they tweet this out because you put out this book? And I'm like, I don't know. But this always, me and him are always tied together off of this because there's still a lot of people that remember that. They're like, I remember when he tweeted he didn't like it the same day you released your book, which basically put me in a position where a lot of people were like, oh man, it must be something real if Trump is tweeting about it now. And then here we are 5 years later, and he has no choice but to say, well, okay, we want a strong dollar, but people that want to use Bitcoin, okay, cool, because they can't beat it. I don't know how many times me and King can say it or other people can say it, is that when people are like, well, what if the internet goes down? What if they ban it? What if they at a certain point, you have to realize they've done all the research they can to get rid of it. They cannot get rid of Bitcoin. It's impossible. Right. So they have to accept it. The only thing they can do to accept it is the same thing China did. They banned it, and then they started using it. Same thing we did. They said it's bad in the media. They said it's unregulated, blah, 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 blah. And then what do? Now they get the ETF, and now it's okay. So it's just more of the same. So for those of you who have over the years maybe been a little shaky or not have thought that Bitcoin can make it that far, you got to remember, people like Trump, they are politicians. They go with the wave. If you need an example, go back to 2008 and see how Obama and Hillary Clinton were talking about gay marriage, and then fast forward to 2012. It was, go back to 2004, sorry, and then go to 2012. Totally different. That's what I'm saying. They go with the waves of where popularity is going, and they realize people understand the banking system is basically financial tyranny. Nobody really trusts the dollar. If you look at the greed and index of the dollar, we are fear and greed. We are way in the red in fear. We like in the teens at this point. People do not trust it. So people are looking for alternatives. So that's why they found a way to benefit off of people's speculation on Bitcoin through the ETF. And now politicians are saying it's good because that's actually going to help you win the election. All we need now, the final step, is that we need someone who's pro Bitcoin from the beginning. To actually have a chance. Yeah. To actually have a chance. Like, I don't think anybody that has a chance is actually pro Bitcoin, and vice versa. I don't think anybody that's pro Bitcoin actually has a chance right now, but that's coming maybe 2028, maybe 2032. So this is interesting to see. And of course, in a great fashion, Tim Scott, like a seal sitting there. Yeah, a strong dollar.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, man, get your ugly ass out of here, man. But most people that have heard that for the first time or heard about Bitcoin for the first time, it was brought to them as a Ponzi scheme or as a scam or as something shadowy coders. And now you have the Trump saying, oh, it's all good. People can use it. And I'm sure people are watching TV like, "What? You mean it's not just this terrible thing nobody can use?" And yes, that is the fact. And Trump, it doesn't matter who it is. Everybody will capitulate at a certain point. Even when the aliens invade, them niggas gonna use Bitcoin to buy their weapons. So don't matter.
I was on a podcast yesterday. Shout out to Mike. I think to live well. I forgot the name. I get the name, but I was on the podcast that said should be released soon. I was asked Bitcoin questions, but that was the main thing. It was like, hey, a lot of people hear about this and learn about this through scams, and they don't have enough time, to drop their professional life to learn about it. So they're trying to figure out that middle ground of like, how do we go and get into this? How do we participate without having to learn about it? And I was just like, I mean, I hate to say it's impossible, but at this point, that's kind of like not the way to do things. So that was just a talking point we had. I agree. Local TX says, love the dollar equals old votes, like Bitcoin equals young votes. I totally agree. That's how you get both of them. That's probably all he's doing. He's like, man, listen, what is he, 70-something years old? No, I don't think he's like into Bitcoin, people. Definitely not, for sure. But like I said, I'm
NFTs though.
Right. I'm happy he said it once again, not for President Trump, but the signal, the messaging. People do look up to him. It's not about if King likes him or not. Look, to be clear, I know somebody was joking with me in the comments. I don't think, and Zay can attest this, I don't think I like anyone I never met before. Like, especially if you're a male. What?
Yeah, real.
King liking and being around other males is not something you will ever heard of in my life before. Literally, like what I have been. Who's a good example? Like LeBron was the guy who always joins people and makes team. Who's the guy who's like I'm like the Giannis. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay right here in Milwaukee, Detroit. I'm gonna stay right here where I'm at. Ain't going nowhere, and we're gonna make it work. That's why I'm not on. I just like this person I never met because of what. So no. But with that being said, I saw somebody who said, I don't know who said it. Somebody was mentioning if you believe, basically saying that you can't believe that Trump would do minimum regulations. Oh, there it is. Wisdom Bar said believing Trump would stand on minimum regulation is hilarious. It's great PR. No, bro, what? I absolutely believe it. He's in court. No, the person he would. He's in court. He needs minimum regulation, not for us, but for him as well. So I absolutely believe it. I saw the first time when he went in office from 2016 to 2020, he absolutely did stand on minimum regulation. Like that, we got to keep real. Who isn't standing on minimum regulation is the guy who has $600 paychecks getting fucking taxed and flipped 3 different ways here in LA. When in reality, that's going to net you home $400 or $350. It makes 0 sense. That's the person who's over-regulating stuff. So we gotta be clear on that one. Like, nah, that man in legal trouble. He don't care about nothing about no regulations. Binance faces scrutiny as presidential advisor calls for Nigeria ban. What is going on in Nigeria? I know you've been looking at all types of projects and things going on in Africa. What WTF Nigeria? What's happening right now? What's happening? Somebody give us a line in Nigeria.
Oh yeah. So last night I started seeing some of my Nigerian friends that I follow on Twitter, and my guy Ray Yusuf, who runs No Ones, and a lot of their business comes from Nigeria. They started tweeting out, "Hey, Nigeria council came out and stated that they can't use Bitcoin anymore, that they can't trade, and they're shutting down exchanges." And this is basically a reaction to the fact that they try to put out that weak ass CBDC, and nobody wanted to use it. And you had the senator on TV crying like a little bitch, saying, "We can't stop these little kids. We can't stop the young people from using Bitcoin. There's nothing we could do." So they went out they went China style and just did an all-out ban. So Bayo Ananuga, advisor to Nigeria's president, accused Nigerians of being unpatriotic trading on the Binance forum.
Because I want you. Zay, you getting cut off right now. They just started.
Yeah.
They start from the beginning. They started messing up your voice as soon as you started talking about the president. That's why I had to stop you. He was in and out. Go ahead, my fault. I had to stop it though.
Oh man! All right, so the Nigerian senator was crying about young people being able to use Bitcoin, and they put out that weak ass CBDC, and nobody wanted to use it, and that actually made the government pretty mad. So they came out and did what China did: all out ban. Let's just get rid of it. We're tired of these people not using it, and they used the exact excuse that we said they would use in the U.S., We said this back in 2018. They're going to say that using Bitcoin is unpatriotic, and they're going to blame it on a terrorist attack, or they're going to try and do Executive Order 6102 like they did in 1933, where they took gold from everybody and said this is in the interest of the country because we're in World War II. We're in a recession, and we might have World War II because people are hoarding gold. I think the same thing is going to happen with Bitcoin. People are hoarding Bitcoin. They're going to keep it on Coinbase, and then they're going to 6102 Coinbase and say, hey, we need that Bitcoin in order because for the dollar to be strong. The only reason it's weak is because you have Bitcoin. So this looks like Nigeria is doing the exact playbook we told you that they would do. I'm telling you, people, once you know the government's playbook and you know a lot of these powerful people's playbook, it's easy to predict it because they don't have an innovative thought in their head. All they do is what worked before. The problem is they can't stop something like Bitcoin. So in this story, when they say they're being unpatriotic, all they're trying to do is guilt you into saying that, or into doing Binance, KuCoin, and other trading platforms in the country. Whose advisor took to the social media platform Twitter, I would never call it X, to allege that the platforms manipulated the country's fiat currency, the Naira, contributing to the ongoing decline of the currency in the Forex market. Now, I've done extensive studies to get this for the second, but extensive studies on the currencies in certain countries. And let me tell you something. Since the 1960s, the Naira has been dog shit. It has been one of the worst currencies as far as inflation in the world. And then Bitcoin pops up in 2009, and 15 years later, it's Bitcoin's fault. Like, no, they were playing. I'm talking about since the 1960s, we've seen a super increase in inflation, and the Naira's gotten weaker and weaker and weaker over the years. I forget the exact numbers, but I think it's something like $1 worth of goods in 1960 would cost $300 today, if I'm not mistaken. So somebody correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think those are the numbers. Like, that's ridiculous inflation. You know what I mean? We think we have inflation because it used to be 50-cent burgers at McDonald's and now it's $2. No. We're talking about if it was 50 cents back then it would be worth $150 today. That's how bad inflation is. So they're blaming it on Bitcoiners. They're blaming it on traders. And these are young people. You got to remember, more than half of the country in Nigeria, I believe, is under the age of 30. So there's a very big youth movement in Nigeria, and they're crying on Twitter, talking about the EFCC and the CBN should move against these platforms to manipulate our national currency to ground zero. Crypto should be banned in our country, or else the bleeding of our currency will continue. Hey, y'all was bleeding it out by yourself, player. It ain't have nothing to do with Bitcoin or crypto. All you're seeing is people are inflated Bitcoin. It's a great plan B, because you never know what these governments are going to do when it comes to the currency. So this is just more of the same. We got to find that clip from like 2018 when we said that, because we could see it coming. There's going to be countries that say that they feel threatened by Bitcoin, so they're going to try and outright ban it. But you know what happens? Prohibition doesn't work. And I don't know how many times we got to say that, but prohibition has never worked. It never will. And the Nigerian friends that I've spoken with, they like cry tears of laughter whenever they hear stuff like this, because they're like, we basically won. It's just not official yet. They're just admitting defeat out in the open.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. I gotta talk about this. Hold on, let me, because I had it in the background. I don't trust no old people who be trying to stunt cell phones and photos. My man, why my man got the phone like this? What's that's his profile picture? Like, it just reads wrong to me. Who is he supposed to be? He's a newspaper chief exec, former director. Like, he's supposed to be running for special advisor, information strategy to president. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
He's always on the phone. I don't. This look like that scammy stuff people talk about. All right here. This looks like it. That looks like the guy. So that's kind of scary to me. I want to talk about a story I saw, or not saw, that was just brought up to us that may have something to do with it. Uncle Reno said, you see the crazy shit that went down Super Bowl Sunday. They whacked the richest banker and his family in a helicopter crash right in Joshua Tree, California National Park, where you can't peek. And that was a Nigerian banker he was mentioning. So looking at the article, here it is. Nigeria mourns a major bank CEO killed in California helicopter crash. I mean, we're talking tinfoil toboggans. That definitely takes the cake. The Access Bank CEO, Herbert Wigwe, and his wife, Doreen Chizoba, his son, Chizi, died in the crash, along with the former group chairman of Nigeria's stock exchange, Ibimola Ojin Banjo. So appreciate that, Uncle Reno, for that I will say this. Um, this to me is very interesting, and that tinfoil toboggans could be real, could be conspiracy theory, just off the strength of this is literally what 2-3 hours max away from Los Angeles, where Kobe Bryant a few years ago died in a helicopter crash.
Mm.
You like the helicopter people riding in helicopters in Southern California because of that accident, like things were overhauled, right? Like they were looking at the way it's being regulated, flight times, how people are flying, like things to make sure prominent people don't die in helicopter crashes and makes the news. And then it happens again on Super Bowl weekend, as he so eloquently pointed out, where people won't be paying attention. I got to kind of agree with that. It's definitely a conspiracy theory on that. People shouldn't be dying in helicopters right now in SoCal after what just happened not too long ago. So for it to happen again, I don't know. Tinfoil toboggan for sure, especially when you start seeing stories like this as well.
Yeah. Do you think that banker that he may have been planning to implement Bitcoin into his bank or some sort of Bitcoin plan, maybe, and they heard about it and got him out the paint?
Something.
Because I mean, here's the
Something.
thing, their banking system and a lot of what they do currency wise, they are less connected than we are. Like for example, they have banks that compete against each other because they have the ability to do certain things. Our banks largely work together to basically oppress everybody else. They're like, yeah, we'll all sit down together to come to a plan and figure it out, and we'll fight each other later. But in Nigeria, I think it's a lot more competition. And I think if this guy looked at Bitcoin objectively and was maybe like, this may be a good strategy for us to beat out our competition. And in turn, it would basically, laugh in the face of Nigerian government. Like, we're going to implement it whether or not. And they were like, oh, so you're going to implement it. All right, cool. Have a nice flight. And yeah, that's basically how things happen, according to Confessions of an Economic Hitman. If you want to get somebody out the paint, they will do it. They will murder you and your family. That's the point people don't understand. Is like, well, why don't these politicians stand up? Why don't these people with a lot of money stand up? It's like, let me ask you a question. People viewing, if you got $1 billion and your life is good, and you got women all over you, and your kids are good, and you got a big house and a bunch of nice cars, you would probably shut up too, because they would say, hey, because if you don't, we'll kill you. Like that's the choice a lot of politicians have to make when they go out and speak. Is like, do I want to say the truth and be dead, or do I want to go back and do cocaine off white titties? I could either one. Either one is a possibility, but which one is going to keep me alive? So that's basically why they don't speak out as much. But in the background planning, he probably had a mole or a spy or something in the bank. It was like, hey man, they're about to put this in in third quarter of 2024, and they were like, he won't see third quarter 2024. So it's unfortunate, but this is, it's not random, man. It shouldn't be, like you said, it shouldn't be helicopter crashes like that really at all.
Right.
They have so many checks and balances to go through. It shouldn't happen really at all. And when it does, it's never a coincidence for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe Bellman or Bio can use his cell phone to call somebody and help him out in Nigerian government. That's his name? I don't know. Anyway, that boy name is Bellman or Bio. I thought he played basketball for the FTX Arena, bro. I can't keep up with all these people's names. All right, let's see. Axie Infinity co-founder loses $9.7 million and 3,248 Ethereum wallet hack. Hate to see it done. Hate to see it happen. When I see headlines, so I'll tell you now, I haven't even looked at this story. When I see headlines like this, I'm just hoping, and I don't want this to sound bad, I'm hoping that they actually got hacked so that there's no other nefarious thing going on in the background. Because sometimes the smart people in the ringleader get hacked and all the capital is gone, and it's just like, all right, I guess I'm done, guys. And then you see them 5 years later in a super mansion in another country. I don't know. So I'm just like, if it was a real hack, I actually hope it was a real hack and not a scam. But 2 personal crypto wallets of Jeb Jeho's Zerlin got compromised, allowing the hacker to walk away with $9.7 million worth of Ether, or he could be pulling that Belina. Hold on a second. Hold on. Somebody just my Gmail. Oh my God. I think. Oh my God. I can't pay taxes this year. It's all gone. It's all gone. Oh my God. I know the feeling.
Somebody's hacking me right now. Yeah, we gotta turn that into a verb. Like if you catch somebody, you get mossed. If Kobe, when you shoot a jump shot, if you get hacked as a founder, you got Ian Belina. you got Belina.
Yeah, but I like that. They Belina your ass. Hey, bro.
Yeah,
they do it in front of you. I mean, I
Okay,
got
yeah.
Belina. We didn't got Belina before. Everybody got Belina, though, all right?
Now, Belina is when you pay the
oh,
hackers to do it to you.
okay, you're right. Belina's doing it to yourself. That's true.
Hacking
I
happens
got
to
Belina.
everybody. Even
I ain't
the
got
governments
Belina
get
yet.
hacked. But we talk about somebody. Oh yeah. Oh, I got hacked. Oh god,
Wait,
I left all my passwords in Evernote.
the perfect time. It's just I'm not gonna log off. I'm not gonna stress and log off right now. I'm gonna stay on for a couple more minutes and I am gonna log off, guys. I'll check you out later. This is over. All right.
Hilarious.
Anyway, speaking of Belina and people who self-hack themselves or whatever, wow, my teeth just got whiter. And I don't say this to be mean as much as I say it because you went against Bitcoin and crypto. You fucking grifter. You couldn't stay in your lane. You started talking about YouTubers shouldn't get sponsorships and all this other stuff. Then you turn around and start doing sponsorships and then tell people. I mean, the list goes on and on. I called you out early when I saw who you really were, as many other people. Spencer Cornelia.
Oh man.
Ooh, live long enough to see your hero become the villain. Have you heard about him?
Nah, I haven't heard
man.
I stopped caring about him a long time ago.
Listen, so did I. But listen, I didn't realize on one of my personal YouTube accounts I was still subscribed. I unsubscribed already now. But CoffeeZilla took the fight to Spencer Cornelia. Yes, his hero, his own hero, took the fight to him. Hold on really quick. Let's pause this story and share this one. Hold on, kind sirs and mounds. His hero took the fight to him. CoffeeZilla exposed me. Now, to his credit, he did come back out with his own video saying that, hey, CoffeeZilla was right. He basically said in his video, CoffeeZilla was right and I was wrong. Essentially, he endorsed a scammer. And no, I'm not going for that, Spencer. This is the same thing Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX did. I'm the crypto genius. I know the moves. I know everything. Oh, I get caught scamming? Oh, guys, I didn't know. I didn't know how the funds work in the bank accounts and the commingling. Spencer doing the same thing. Oh, guys, I didn't know. No, this your third time getting caught, homie. Didn't you endorse FTX, Spencer? Didn't you endorse people who endorse FTX? Like, oh, I'm only doing this, Spencer. I'm only doing this because you went after Bitcoin. You've been going after crypto. Every time we have a down day, you want to take your lick. You want to take your shot. And this is you, of all people, need to understand about Bitcoin when we say it's not about the price. We're not doing this for the money right now. I'm not coming after you, Spencer Cornelia, because somebody's paying me. I'm coming after you because you have been wrong many times. Stick to what you do best. Try, I guess, to call out scammers since you could not do it. And wow, the flaming you received from your very own CoffeeZilla. Man, stay in your lane, man. Why can't people stay in their lane? Only time this guy talks Bitcoin and crypto when the price is down. And he's the one talking about everybody's trying to get into it for price. No, you're in it for price. You don't know what you're talking about. It looks like not only with crypto, but things abroad as well, other topics. And you know what? Last but not least, he called out something I've said a million times over again. These people cannot speak live. He in that same video. In this video up top, he said one of the biggest issues when he interviewed that scammer live was that he does not do well with public face-to-face interactions and live streaming, essentially. That's essentially summarizing what he said. And that is my point. You all are great when it comes to commenting because you can use Chat GPT. You can make the perfect witty comment and make yourself sound smart. You're perfect when you do a pre-record. Get your asses on live, not just Spencer Cornelia. I challenge everyone around the planet. Start going live and show the world how smart you actually are, what you actually know, where your experiences can actually take you. But yeah, we live long enough to see our hero become a villain. This video got 930,000 views 5 days ago for Spencer Cornelia. Wow. The guy who's been calling out the crypto community and Bitcoin in general. You see what could happen? You just mind your business and did your job.
Yeah, we gotta nominate him for a grifty. Hotel Jesus, and he got to win a grifty here because he is the ultimate.
Grifty? I like the grifties.
Yeah, you know the grifties. That's a real award show. We gotta go. It's I don't know where it's located. Yeah, it's a real award show. My man Hotel Jesus puts it together. The grifties. Yeah, because between Spencer Cornelia and Rachel Dolezal, man, we got some grifty Hall of Famers right there. You heard about Rachel Dolezal, right?
Oh yeah, Rachel back in the news.
Back in the news.
She got a new name, but
she got a whole new. She got a Nigerian name doing OnlyFans. She a teacher at the same time. What is happening? She could have just went away, but yeah, the Grifter Awards is gonna be lit this year.
Yeah, listen. CoffeeZilla, and I actually watched the whole video. Essentially, what set off CoffeeZilla is the same thing that's been setting me off about Spencer. Stay in your damn lane, boy. It looks like he went to go interview somebody. So CoffeeZilla did a whole expose on somebody, called him a scammer. It's been ongoing. Spencer decided, hey, let me get some sloppy seconds. He went to go interview the dude too. I was like, oh, to me, he ain't a scammer. That's essentially what happened. CoffeeZilla was like, oh, bruh.
Now I'm about to get on your ass.
Now I gotta get on your ass. You know how it work, bro.
Yeah, he laughed a little too hard at the joke. Oh,
bro, y'all together? Y'all together? Oh, okay. Bet y'all both just got clapped up.
I'm about to get on.
But I didn't even do nothing. It don't fucking matter.
About to get on your ass. Laughing a little too loud there, bro.
Hey, listen, Spencer. Listen, honestly, I love the work he does, and I love his YouTubes and stuff. But seriously, lay off of Bitcoin and crypto unless you know what the fuck you're talking about. On every time you get slapped, we're gonna be here to trip you on the way down. Okay, we're gonna make sure we get a stomp in. All right, it ain't gonna be. This is what happens. You're not gonna go after a market that can't defend itself. All right, we're gonna come right back when we hit it hard. But goddamn, look like you need to worry about CoffeeZilla in your own house, in your own business, before you start talking about others. All right. With that being said, really quick, getting back to this Axie Infinity story, I just had to bring it up today. I just remembered it, man. Oh, man, I almost put it in the Discord the other day, but I was like, I ain't going to do a victory lap like that. I'm just going to let it sit. It is funny, though, how all these influencers and people that keep popping up, what do we say? They rise fast and then they burn out, people. Why? Because it's not real. Even yours truly, it looks like. Oh, man, it's crazy. All right, but last with this story, though, again, those wallets got drained. $9.7 million worth of crypto was siphoned, or Ethereum was siphoned across Tornado Cash. February 23rd, blockchain investigator PeckShield alerted about a wallet compromise over the Ronin Bridge. Didn't the Ronin Bridge already get hit a couple times?
Right? It was 60 million, 600 million, something like that.
Yeah, what y'all still doing this Ronin Bridge for? Reporting that the hacker made away with 3,248 Ethereum. Alexander Larson, the co-founder of Ronin Network, immediately responded that the Ronin Bridge itself has top security and suspected a wallet hackers. Hey, it wasn't us. It was the wallet. It wasn't Ronin. Extremely misleading title. You can see here, a wallet has clearly been compromised. Like what happens on every chain, and the funds are being Tornado Cash. The bridge itself has top security, been through many audits, and goes on pause, I'm assuming, when this stuff happens. So they stood up and spoke. Here's the chart about where these funds went. You already know how it's about to go. They about to go down that river, whitewater rafting. It's going everywhere. Larson also highlighted the Ronin Bridge had been audited and is designed to pause if an unusually large withdrawal is detected. So you are centralized. But anyway, but soon after Zerlin confirmed that 2 of his personal wallets had been hacked, he said the attack was not due to vulnerabilities within the Ronin chain or Sky Mavis operations, adding, I want to assure everyone that we have strict security measures in place for all chain-related activities. PeckShield said the root cause of the hack was a wallet compromise, which allowed unauthorized outbound transfer of funds. And for me, I had to say, once again, for an organization this big, Axie Infinity, how is your wallet compromised? I mean, I don't. What do you?
He said it was personal. He said it was his personal wallet. So at least it wasn't during this time. But it is the CEO of the project that got hit before. Because remember they got hit the morning we were at the Bitcoin conference 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember, because that was the story we were doing, because they got hit that morning and everybody was talking about it at the conference when it happened. So he's the CEO of Axie Infinity. And they got hit, and then now he got hit personally. So he definitely got some eyes on him. You gotta watch your back, brother.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's recoverable, or they can figure out who did it, who done it. That way we can get them off these crypto streets, because the last thing we need is more hackers out there. It's going crazy. Did we see USDC removing coins from Tron? I haven't paid enough attention to see, to be honest. Let's see. Jake Fever says, wallet compromise means I lost my crypto in a boating accident. Hilarious. Did you see the USDC moving coins from Tron, Bitcoin Day?
No, I haven't followed it. But I'm sure it'll pop up as the CBDC talk gets more.
Yeah, all right. What else do we have? 7:30 Eastern time, Bitcoin conversation plug talk for Jake Fever. Make sure you check it out. Jake gonna be on tonight, hopefully sipping on something smooth. Let's see. All right, Bitcoin Shango said, "Gotta go farm this fiat." Hey, I like that. I'm farming fiat too. I like that. All right, I'll mess with that one. Go farm some fiat. You have a good, happy Friday. All right, last but not least, show or story of the day: A16Z invests 100 million in Egen Layer. What's going on with this Bitcoin, Zay?
Hey man, you want to be a boss, you got to pay the price. Left with some pro, like a bag of ice. I'm driving the Bentley Bentayga. Like, all right, A16Z invests $100 million in Egen Layer. And the investment comes as crypto-related venture capital fund the approval of spot Bitcoin ETF. So yes, the same thing that happened in the ICO market is going to happen to institutional level. And by that, I mean, in 2017, Bitcoin hit 1,000 for the first time since 2013. It slowly rose over the years, throughout the year. And as the price started increasing, we started seeing a lot of investment into ICOs as well as venture capital investment into crypto projects. Same thing is happening now. You see a slow and steady rise of Bitcoin right now. Now you're seeing these investment companies starting to target smaller projects and altcoins and different tokens and whatnot, because they're trying to, as Bitcoin Shango said, farm fiat. They are not in this for the revolution. They're in this to make money. And Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, has been well known for investing billions of dollars into many companies in the Web3 and crypto space. So they announced this $100 million funding for Egen Layer, Ethereum's largest restaking protocol by total value locked, or TVL. They and by they I mean Egen Layer protocol completed a $50 million funding round in March, led by Blockchain Capital, and the venture capital funding for crypto-related firms rose 2.5% in the fourth quarter of 2023 to 1.9 billion. And I'd be interested to see how much they get in this first quarter here in 2024, because I can already tell you now, as soon as venture capitalists see that Bitcoin is rising, rising tide lifts all boats. We've said it before. Bitcoin's going up. Everything's going up. The thing is, the percentages that you can make on smaller coins in fiat is much larger. If Bitcoin does a 5x from here and we go to, let's say, 200,000, I can promise you that you're going to see a bunch of 50x and 100x coins. And Andreessen Horowitz and A16Z, they definitely want to be at the beginning of that, and they don't want to lose. They'll pump their own money to keep some of these projects afloat.
There it is. There it is. Really quick couple of comments. I want to mention Crypto in Focus said this earlier. Said my Asian business partner always pays in TRX, so people are clearly using it. All right, thanks for that. Definitely needed to hear that. Somebody who actually on the ground saying that. And I got to see the comment. I'm not sure the comment that was made earlier, but you all summoned him. So shout out to Reggie Middleton. He's in the chat, and I just saw a comment from Reggie. I'm trying to scroll up, Reggie. Somebody made a comment earlier about something going on with your patents, actually. So you just came in and said it as well. Said he got issued a few U.S. patents. It looks like these are not your typical patents either. So yeah, would love to hear this right now. Zay, how much time you got? You closing out right now?
Yeah, about to close it out, but yeah, if Reggie want to jump
there
in
we
real
go.
quick, yeah.
Yeah, Reggie, if you got time to jump in, let us know. But if not, we'll definitely have you on next week for sure. We'd love to hear more about this, to see what's coming up with these new patents. I'm gonna go ahead and do my deep dive as well and hopefully get some information from everybody. But yeah, somebody in our chat mentioned it earlier when the show started. I saw them mention your name, so I gotta check that out. Let me see if I can get Reggie in here really quick. With that being said, other than that, Zay, did you have any announcements, messages, anything?
Hey man, all I gotta say is bad bitch, 50 for low, eating hibachi. No,
Oh man. Other than that, let's see what else we got going on.
I will say,
Like I said,
I will say, still got some trading cards left for people. They are flying out of here. A lot of people love the trading cards. Good for kids, good for adults. So yeah, just hit me up if you want some of those. And yep, see you guys.
there it is. All right. Memories of Mike. I'm gonna end it on this for the weekend. Hopefully, we can get us some dips. Memories of Mike earlier in the show said my feelings were telling me 53 to 38, but I was feeling that almost a month ago now. Listen, hopefully you are right, but delayed. We need this thing to get back down to 38, not just for Bitcoin, but so these degen altcoins can dump as well, and we can load back up with them and repump. Other than that, make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all next week with some more crypto news. Cheers.
Cheers.